Cataclysm in a few days. Mining ore and spades. Why am I wearing shades? You just stumbled into the Geek Bowl.
I'm Zach Hinchy. That's my other host, Mark Henderson. We're the Geeks in the Bowl.
How's it going, everybody? Great show tonight. We got a great show tonight. Lots of cool stuff to show you, lots of cool stuff to talk about. And as a matter of fact, we have a guest on tonight. You're not going to see him right now. He's going to be on in a little while. But first of all, we want to start talking about some really cool new games that are coming out.
In the near future.
In the near future. One that could already possibly be out.
Which one? Yeah, Dead Rising did just come out.
Yeah, Dead Rising.
That's out. That's out.
Yeah, that just came out.
Where are you? Of course it came out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was busy playing Minecraft.
You were, because I totally turned Mark onto Minecraft, and now he can't stop playing.
I can't stop playing Minecraft.
It's okay. I was like that a week ago too.
Oh yeah. And okay. First of all, another big game that I want to talk about that's coming out for all of you Gothic fans, Arcania Gothic 4.
You're gonna have to explain some stuff to me because I've never heard of that series in my life.
Okay, well, Gothic used to be what Morrowind players had before there was Morrowind. I don't know, there was Daggerfall and there was Hammerfall and there was
Basically, you're saying big ol' open world Western RPGs.
Pretty much, yeah. Very, very, very medieval. Very, very good. It also follows a semi Tolkien-ish like line.
Right. That kind of fantasy.
Yeah, it also follows a semi Tolkien-ish like line with there's a war going on between orcs and humans, etc., etc., etc. Warcraft stuff. The good thing about it is that Arcania 4 kind of takes a step in a different direction. When you have a player who's already become famous, or when you have a character in a storyline that's already become famous, what do you do from there? Well, this is where Arcania kind of takes off. You kind of take the role of a guy who's already there, he's already done his duty, and now there's a new role for him to play. And no, we're not talking about Fable 3. We're talking about Arcania Gothic 4. I know Fable 3 is a different game. We'll talk about that in another week. But Arcania Gothic 4, I'm so excited about. They totally redid the visuals. They cleaned everything up from what looked like very, very just minute artifacts that kind of got in the way of Gothic 3's gameplay. It's not a ram hog like the other Gothic games are famous for.
Really?
And to top it all off, like if you've played, if you've ended up playing, what was the name? Divinity 2. If you've played Divinity 2, Ego Draconis, if you've played Dragon Age 2, you're kind of already somewhat familiar with the way Gothic 4 plays. So we have a trailer for Gothic 4. It's just an intro trailer. It's a teaser trailer. We'll try to have a little bit more as it comes out towards the end of the beta and the release.
This is the most recent trailer from Gamescom 2010 in Germany. That was just last month.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually a really good trailer. Can we load that trailer up, Mr. Director?
You got it.
All right.
Thanks.
Arcania Gothic 4.
Threatened by a mysterious power. You're mine. A brave fighter. And a captivating adventure. Immerse yourself in an atmospheric Gothic world and engage fierce monsters in thrilling combat. Unravel the past. Forge the future. Are you the warrior of fate? Arcania, Gothic 4.
Oh, hi, we're back. We're
Oh,
back.
we are?
That's great. Yeah, okay.
I didn't know. I thought we were front.
What did you think of the well, with that too. Hi-yo. Anyway, who wants chicken?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway.
So what did you think of the trailer?
Interesting. It seems like, it's not something that I've never seen before, not in terms of the gameplay, I mean just in terms of like the setting and stuff. And that was a cinematic trailer, so it's not that I'm seeing so much that I've never seen before, but it doesn't really give you that much in depth about the gameplay.
Well, there is a little bit of gameplay involved. There is a little bit of gameplay, and there's the follow behind scene that's pretty much what it is. It's just like a follow behind, just like what Divinity 2 was, just like what a lot of games are trending nowadays. A lot of the RPGs are trending nowadays. Also, we got the final word. As far as we know that it always ends up being this way. It's always the final word 15, 20 times about D3's release, Diablo 3. Little quick Blizzard update. As far as we know, it's going to be December of 2010 for Diablo 3.
So Cataclysm, it still is scheduled for this year.
Yes, still supposedly scheduled for this year. If anything changes, we'll make sure and let you know on the Geek Bowl. We'll put it in our Twitter, which is the Geek Bowl.
Yep, just one word, at the Geek Bowl, twitter.com.
Twitter.com's at the Geek Bowl.
And we like to, sometimes we even tweet during the show and check up on your tweets. So if you want to send something in,
that's why he's
at
got
Reply
this.
the Tweet Bowl, that's why I've got my not iPad.
That's not an iPad, it's an Apple. It's a
Pineapple MePad.
MePad, that's it.
Totally
Pineapple
different.
MePad. Okay, so D3, I know we only have the cinematic trailer, and that's not what you people want to see, but guess what? That's what you're gonna.
We don't have anything else at the moment right now.
Yeah, well, you're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it.
They haven't released that many new trailers aside from just Dev Diaries and stuff like that. So it's the best we got for you. For those who aren't familiar with Diablo 3, however, this is a great jumping off point to get you interested.
Very good.
We got the clip back there,
Let's roll that clip.
Roll it if you can.
It has been said. That in the end of all things, we would find a new beginning. But as the shadow once again crawls across our world, and the stench of terror drifts on a bitter wind, the people pray for strength and guidance. They should pray for the mercy of a swift death. For I have seen what the darkness hides.
Yeah. D3.
D3?
Now, again, like I said, if you guys, all you guys have is just the, if you haven't seen anything yet, it's a great jumping off point. But if you have, I'll tell you what, what we'll try to get next time is we'll try to get the Monk playthrough. There's a dev diary about the Monk. Yeah, I know there's a couple of you out there watching that were requesting that. And right now we just don't have it, but we'll try and see if we can get it next week or the week after. More big news in Blizzard, Cataclysm coming out in just a few days.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, big World of Warcraft news.
I'm not a big WoW guy, but then again, I've never really gotten into it. Also, I'm not a big MMO guy in general, so I'm gonna have to take a little backseat for you.
Well, that's okay, because the good thing about Cataclysm is that everybody already knows that it dramatically changes the world and the way we view it.
To be fair, even from a non-MMO perspective, I do admit. An expansion or update for the game that actually changes what's already there. That's actually kind of a novel concept. I can appreciate that, even if I'm not a big WoW or even MMO fan. It
does. Now, the beautiful thing about World of Warcraft, up till now, from vanilla up till now, everybody's played in the world a certain way. Everybody's been allowed to familiarize themselves with the way the world looks. In Cataclysm, it's all done. Everything is changing. What once was a plain is now a scarred, magmatic, crevice to the center of the earth. What eventually, what at one point was a desert is now this lush green oasis. I mean, the entire climate of the world that we know is changing. Azeroth will never, ever, ever be the same again. And for a lot of people that have been playing World of Warcraft for a long time, not necessarily me, because I haven't been playing it for that long, only about a year. A little about it,
which is not very much in the scheme of something as huge a scope as World of Warcraft.
No, and the time that I spent on the WoW Troy server has been very fun for me, and now that I'm GMing on the WoW Troy server, I'm having a lot more fun.
So that's like a just started private server, right?
Well, it's been a private server for quite a while, and it was WoW Mike, but now it's WoW Troy. It was named after, obviously, this guy named Mike, and now it's named after Troy. This guy named Troy.
Fair enough.
So they've been really trying to start all over and retool the server, rework the server, and I've been helping out with that.
As much as I've said multiple times in the past that I'm committed to never, ever, 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 ever touching WoW, I might give it a little bit of a try just because of the private server, and I've got connections. So,
well, here's something that I learned very recently. There's a rumor in the works that WoW may be free after Cataclysm comes out. Not because of Cataclysm coming out, but it might end up becoming free because of as many free MMOs as there already are out there that are so many, so clonish of World of Warcraft already, and they're becoming highly competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, Runes of Magic is one of those that's, it's out there being one of those that competitors for against World of Warcraft that's doing really good. As a matter of fact, I have a copy of Runes of Magic. It's completely free.
Well, you don't really have a copy of it because it's free.
Well, I can play.
You download it.
I download it because it's absolutely free to play. It's free to play. And since it is free to play, and I can't say it if it's not, if you haven't played Runes of Magic, go play it. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing.
It doesn't cost you a thing except your time, and if you don't like it, you can end up quitting, like I did years ago when I tried to play RuneScape. God,
no,
RuneScape. RuneScape.
We're not going to talk about
Sorry
RuneScape
for mentioning that.
We are a non-RuneScape Geek Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a non-RuneScape Geek Bowl. But anyway,
previously I said we were in a non-denominational Geek Bowl, but we forgot that we don't accept RuneScape.
Yeah, we don't do RuneScape. So
or American Express.
So Sins, if you're watching, we're not going to talk about RuneScape, and you can call in if you want. And please, if you want to call into the show, the number is 337-232-4434, extension 207, with Zach pointing to the number right behind me. We are actually live right now. It's the 2nd of October. We're going to go ahead and run the trailer for Cataclysm.
Yeah, and lines are open anytime. If you want to have any comments related to discussion or related to any of Geek Bowl's assorted topics, please feel free to call in and ask.
Yeah.
So we do have a trailer for WoW Cataclysm. It's a bit of a longy one, but it gives you all the crazy new features that are out there.
It's the one you've all seen already, but you know what? It's just such a good trailer. It's so much fun to watch. It's
for you. For people who know everything about
it's
WoW.
great eye candy for WoW fans. All you WoW fans out there, it's great eye candy.
As much as I don't want to say it, there probably are so many WoW fans watching this just because so many people play WoW. So
Oh yeah. So go ahead.
Play that. There are some things interesting in there, even for the not WoWies. So
yeah.
Go roll that.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Thank you, Ian.
As the terrible war against the Lich King continues, the proud defenders of Azeroth fight to secure a lasting peace. But there can be no peace when the world itself is devoured by rage. An ancient evil has risen, determined to shake Azeroth to its foundations. And the world will never be the same. As the elements battle for supremacy, Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms have been transformed. Ancient lands have been torn asunder, unleashing widespread destruction. But newfound life has also awakened. New conflicts erupt as old enemies vie for control of the world's diminished resources. At the heart of the ocean, the maelstrom churns endlessly. Many islanders of the Great Sea have been driven from their homes, seeking sanctuary from the relentless upheaval. These scattered refugees find themselves shipwrecked upon the Lost Isles, locked in battle against an unfamiliar enemy. But in their hour of greatest need, the goblins of Kazan have found new allies in the Horde. As destruction engulfs the far corners of the world, the Greymane Wall, the fortified entrance to the human kingdom of Gilneas, has been shattered. Yet, those who were once human have become something more. As the vile Forsaken march south into Gilneas, an ancient ally resurfaces to bring the savage Worgen into the Alliance. As the world teeters on the brink, and the mortal struggle for dominance turns to one of mere survival, the world's champions have adapted to new paths of glory. Standing vigilant against those who would devour civilization. And venturing boldly into the unearthed, forgotten bastions of antiquity. Has been broken. A new age has begun. The Alliance and Horde can only cling to hope. Deathwing has returned.
Unbelievable. Every time I watch that, I'll just get all tingly, all giddy, and all nummy inside. You can stop.
So, you know, like I said, even to someone who's not a big fan of WoW and doesn't know anything about MMOs in general, I do admit, for something that's such a big open world that everyone plays, to completely change up parts of the game, it seems like a bit of a risk, but it also seems like it could be really, really cool.
Well, you know, what's interesting is that a lot of people were really concerned about whenever Cataclysm, you know, whenever they bought Cataclysm and they started playing Cataclysm. Platypusm. Whenever they started playing Cataclysm, they were worried that if they started a new character, that all their quests and everything were going to be gone. That's not true. The quests for the start locations for your tunes are retooled. You're going to be able to do the same kind of quest progressions. It's just going to be in a way that
is adapted to the new environment.
Well, it encourages your characters to deal with the Cataclysm itself.
Right.
Everything right now is centered on the orcs and humans, just all no holds barred duking it out.
Or the Alliance and the Horde.
Oh, Alliance and the Horde, yeah. You see, I'm talking Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tangentially more familiar with that than the world of.
What's interesting about it is that now they all have a common enemy. It's not Lich King anymore. The whole fight with the Lich King is still going, but now they even have a greater common enemy.
Which is this,
and that's the dragon.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And Cataclysm is going to be something that I can't wait for. I really can't.
And
wait
hey
for.
Guys, if you want to talk about Cataclysm or anything else that we discussed tonight, we're totally still talking about that phone number, 337-232-4434, extension 207.
We don't have any calls yet, so nobody's on hold. So you shouldn't have a long wait to get on the show if you want to be on the show. You can call in if you want to. So go ahead and give that phone number a try and call in.
I'm sorry that Mark is having problems. We should really stop doing this.
It's actually kind of fun.
It is fun.
I enjoy talking. I enjoy talking to people and making sure they know
the
what I am talking about, and call in instead of sitting and playing on Vent and WoW, Troy.
I see what you're doing there.
Okay, so anyway, we have another awesome game, and as a matter of fact, I know very little about it, so I'm going to turn it over to Zach. He knows a lot more about it than I do. What I have seen from it is amazing. It kind of blows my mind. I haven't played it yet, so Zach, go ahead. Take it away.
So basically, this game came out of someone named Phil Fish, who is a user of the independent gaming website TigSource. TigSource is also a forum I go to, so I've been following this game for a while. And basically, it's a 2D platformer called Fez. And it's 2D in the fact that, you know, you can only move left and right and jump up and down, but the world is actually 3D and you can rotate it. Thank you. You can rotate it in any direction you want, but when it's out of direction, you're stuck in that dimension. So something that may be very far away in one direction, you'll rotate it, and then suddenly it'll be right next to you. We do have a clip for that. Oh, hey, look, first off, we're getting a caller. So, let's hold off on that just for a sec.
Do we have a caller?
Do we have a caller?
Sounds like we have a caller. But what I have seen about Fez is just absolutely amazing.
Mind-bending.
Yeah, it is mind. Well, it's mind-melting. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get this. Hey there, caller. You're talking to the Geeks. What's on your mind?
All right. Sorry, I'm running away from the TV. Okay, I have a question. I heard that the Taurens are going to be able to play. This might be total bull. I heard that the Taurens are going to be able to play a rogue class because they're going to have slippers that you can put on their hooves.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Absolutely true. As a matter of fact,
they're doing all sorts of new class combinations, right?
They are doing a lot of race class combinations.
Like gnome priest now. I think a gnome.
Yeah, gnome priest, and they're doing Tauren rogues. Which, by the way, up until now, I had a great joke about a Tauren rogue, but now I can't
let me turn off and listen to you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, caller. Okay, so yeah, just real quick, the Tauren joke is, what's the best thing about a Tauren rogue?
I don't know.
There's none of them. There aren't any. You see now how that doesn't work? That doesn't work now, because there's going to be Tauren rogues. Taurens are big bulls. They're huge, massive bulls, and a rogue works because it's silent and sneaky.
That's.
Oh, we got another call.
Your bad joke is
funny.
makeup
My
for
bad
my
Huh?
Still not funny.
It's not funny?
my front and back joke. Okay.
You need to go play some WoW. Caller, you're live on the Geek Bowl, talking to the geeks. What's on your mind? Oh, we got a hung up caller. Caller, you there? Yes, no? All right, caller, call back if you hung up.
All right. Well, anyway, so we do got that clip about that game,
Oh,
Fez.
wait. I think is it blinking? It is. Yeah. Let's. Nope, it's not blinking.
Caller, you're live on the Geek Bowl. Let's roll the Fez clip.
Let's go ahead and roll the Fez. Yeah, roll Fez clip. Thank you. Oh, hey, we clipped early. Okay, hi, we're back.
Man, I gotta say, I've been following that game for a few years now, and it looks so cool. I'm a big fan of platformers, and I'm a big fan of logic, brain-bending puzzle games, and so one of my choice subgenres is the puzzle platformer.
Oh, yeah.
And that looks to be a prime choice example of that genre. Can't wait for it to come out. Looks like it's coming 2011 to at least PC and XBLA. We don't know the rest of the details.
Too bad it's not sooner.
Too bad. It was going to come out in 2009.
232-4434, extension 207 is the number you got to call. Oh, and speaking of
that,
calls, okay, let's see what we got next time. Hopefully they don't hang up. Caller, you live with the geeks, talking to the geeks. What's on your geek mind?
I just saw the Fez clip and it made me wonder, do you have any information on the new Pac-Man game? Long live Atari!
Which new Pac-Man game? Battle Royale?
The one that's got Battletoads in it.
No, I'm serious. There is actually a new arcade Pac-Man game coming up by Namco. It's called Pac-Man Battle Royale. And the thing is that you've got 4 different colored Pac-Man in a maze, and it's this crazy competitive multiplayer Pac-Man experience. And please, Namco, port it to XBLA or PSN or WiiWare or something, because I will buy that. I'll buy that so fast.
Okay, so recently, both of us discovered this game called Minecraft.
Hey, I didn't discover it recently. I've been playing it for almost a year now.
Okay, so anyway, recently we both finally discovered Minecraft. And
just one thing to mention is that Minecraft also arose out of another user from that same forum, TigSource. A lot of cool indie game stuff goes on over there.
Lots of cool gaming stuff.
Super cool.
So Minecraft was this game that was introduced to me a couple days ago by yours truly, his truly.
Mine, me truly, yes.
Yeah, by the way, 232-4434, extension 207, if you want to call the number to talk to the geeks. But anyway, Minecraft was this little indie game that kind of just spawned out of a little idea to be simplistic and fun.
And it started out just as a building game where you can just place blocks anywhere, and it was pretty cool for that, you know.
Yeah.
I had lots of fun going on. In fact, I still have some of my maps from the classic mode where me and a couple friends would just fill up this entire map full of random buildings, and it was awesome. Yeah. But Minecraft's new addition to its current alpha mode, which is only available to those who have pre-purchased it, but I've had it since Classic. So
right. So what's really cool about Minecraft is that you can go around and build your way into a mountain, like what I did.
Yeah, it gives you like, you know, a randomly generated land, and you can just do whatever. It's a sandbox game, but you know, you mine for materials and you build. There are so many different things that you can craft and build in Minecraft and just make all sorts of cool things. In my Minecraft place, I have a tower and a cart track that leads back and forth over a big bridge and all sorts of vast underground caverns. Yeah. It's just all sorts of really, really cool stuff. And it's all about harvesting materials, building stuff, and surviving.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little tour of his Minecraft game because for some reason Fraps wanted to crash my Minecraft. So
we'll
I
get that figured out.
Anything for you guys, even though I do have something, but I just for some reason I can't get Fraps.
We'll get that figured out for you next week, and we'll get to see some of the stuff that Mark's been working on. In the meantime, let's see some of my stuff.
Yeah, and this is just a quick overview of his little area right here.
And as you can see, the day and night changes in real time. Day is about 10 minutes, and night.
I love the little piggy that you got in your.
And it's just running around.
All right, and where are we going?
Here's one interesting thing about Minecraft. I just went underground, and as you can see, I can't see, so you can combine some sticks and some coal to make torches.
That's not the default skin.
And that's not the default character. As you can see, the character's very blocky, so you can just put whatever on it. Yeah. I just made some random little monster guy with a mouth on his stomach.
Are you making torches right now?
I am making torches.
Okay.
So now I can place the torches, and
anywhere,
bam, there it is.
There's a torch. Okay.
Here's me riding my minecart track that I made over to the main entrance to my mine.
There you go.
And then I randomly decided to go down here to show off starting fires, and wait for it. Watch how good I am at starting fires. You will not believe this.
Well, what are you using to start the fire? What is that? Flint
it's
and
a
steel?
flint and steel, which you can get combining flint with iron.
And that's
Watch
a block
me.
Of wood.
Oh,
okay. See,
I am great at starting fires, but in all seriousness, the game
fail.
isn't done yet. So.
Fail. Very much fail. Oh, there's
this
some
is
water.
this gigantic underground
sand.
river that I randomly found. There's an exploding enemy, and it exploded and opened up the passageway.
Yeah.
So I went down and built some stairs. And here's more stuff of my minecart, and it's flickering for whatever reason, but oh, it's the light.
That looks good.
And you can see a tower up there, and then this is where I'm normally supposed to stop, but I got enough speed to just keep going into the tunnel.
There you go.
I've got so much more stuff, and here's one great thing about Minecraft. You may have that randomly generated map at the beginning, but if you go to the edge of the map, it'll keep making more stuff. And you could technically, even though it would take up a lot of hard drive space, if you want to, you could keep going and go for a distance that's like 8 times the size of walking around the Earth. So you could technically have this giant map, even though that seems kind of ridiculous, and I don't think anyone would ever even do it, but the fact that the capability is there is so cool.
I read a Minecraft diary where a guy took some screenshots. I'm sorry, I don't. If you're watching right now, I don't remember your name. I don't remember your username or character name, whatever. But he did map out a square distance, a square, I guess, unit, cubits, whatever you want to call it. Everything's a cube. He did map out a square measurement. It was like 40,823 square blocks he mapped out. And he had the whole, I think he had the whole thing written down because it was like a 13-part diary that I read.
That's mind-blowing.
It is. It's Minecraft blowing. Yeah.
That was actually the best joke this month. Best joke this night.
So, what we're going to do now is we've got a special guest on our show that's going to be coming on, and we're going to
He's our special handheld correspondent.
He is. He is our handheld correspondent. But I don't think we have a camera for him yet, so we might need to get the camera guy to come out and change the cameras. There we go. And not that camera. Nope, that one's on me. So you're going to need to put...
They need to take away my camera, but not Mark's.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take away Zach's camera.
Camera's mine. Camera's mine.
Turn here, turn here, turn here, turn here.
There we go. Very good. So our new handheld correspondent, Jeremy Tizano, a.k.a. Tiz, is going to tell us all about some of the games that he's been playing on his handheld consoles, namely the PSP and the DS.
Well, what else is there out there?
Well, he's got 2 today that are absolute humdinkers.
I hope you don't I hope you don't consider the iPhone a game console, Mark.
No, the iPhone is definitely not a game console. But I'll tell you what, these 2 games that he's got, I played them both, and my mind was blown.
Yeah,
and these games
I've been wanting to get these games myself, except for I don't have a PSP.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and turn it on over to Tiz.
I used to.
Yeah, our resident handheld correspondent. Take it away, Tiz.
What's up, guys? I'm Tiz. I am here with all the game reviews that you guys actually care about. Let's start off first. Dragon Quest IX. Man, seriously, the game's been out since June or July. Why don't you have this yet? It is the game to have. If you've ever played a Dragon Quest game or a Dragon Warrior game, may kind of want to check out this game. Now, I can't say much about the online play, but as far as the single-player campaign, I have myself 114 logged-in hours. 114 hours.
Jeez.
Holy crap.
Just on single-player. Now, I remember, like I said before, I haven't checked out the online play, but how many times does online play make a game worse?
It's not online. It's only local multiplayer.
It's still, but how many times does multiplayer make a game worse?
Well, it never does. Actually, I've heard a lot of stuff that's really, really great about the Dragon Quest IX online. I mean multiplayer, because you can essentially go through the game with a whole bunch of your pals, and pretty much the entire game is still open.
Yes, that is true, and you're more inclined to actually level up and build up your characters because it's more of that competitive sort of streak with your friends. Just like your friends, like, hey, I just found this item. Well, check this out. I just found this item. It's like 3 times more powerful than yours. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'll log in a couple more 100 hours.
And what is the big difference? Because I've heard this actually changes up the formula a lot from the previous Dragon Quest. Tell me some stuff.
The biggest difference, and this was the reason I bought the game, because I'm a fan of RPGs, but you're somewhat limited as to what you actually can do with the characters. In this Dragon Quest game, they established this new system that lets you customize your characters literally from the ground up. I'm talking looks, skills, weapons. You don't start off with this ability, but you actually gain it about 10 hours into the game. And then you'll start to be able to level up your classes, and then you get this ability to actually switch jobs, which when you do it, you will have been at a certain job, and then you're like, okay, well, let me decide, instead of making my main character a warrior, I want to make him a martial artist. Now, a martial artist might actually specialize in more agility. So you'll go and
you can retrain yourself.
You'll retrain yourself. But here's the kicker. You get to keep all of your skills and stat points that you had from your previous jobs. So if you've leveled up and focused on a certain thing, like say you do a warrior and you focus on strength, and you want to be a martial artist because you don't want to get hit as often, this is the sort of game where you can actually create uber characters, and in the multiplayer and at higher levels, you almost need to use this formula.
Goodness.
Pretty cool.
It is cool, and that's exactly why I have about 114 hours.
And speaking about RPGs, but in a completely different context, tell us about that other game you got.
Oh, before I do that, I'm teasing y'all a little bit. Okay, let me just break it down for you. The one bad thing about this Dragon Quest game is there's a lot of leveling. I mean, you're going to spend a lot of time grinding. But from what I understand, it's typical for a Dragon Quest game. Yeah. The good thing
That's why I've never really gotten into it.
Exactly. The good thing is you don't notice yourself leveling this much. I mean, I had 8 hours worth of gameplay just trying to get a job class, and I didn't even notice it until my girl said I've been playing the game for 8 hours.
Well, that's cool. Because in a lot of games, I'll be like, oh, I'm grinding. I've been grinding for so long. It's only been 15 minutes.
It's when you notice it that it's bad, but when you don't notice it, that's when it's...
Hey,
that's when
if I'm not noticing whether I'm grinding, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily.
Well, the thing about it being grinding is if you notice it, I mean, if you don't notice it, it's not really grinding, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really don't notice it, because the thing is you have to do the levels, because in order to gain new items or complete missions, which there are already 128 missions base. This is not the downloadable missions. There's an extra 30 or 40 missions you can download. But
is that for extra money, or is that just free?
That's free.
Oh,
that's
okay,
free.
That's
just you already play it. You basically paid it when you bought the game.
Nice.
So you get all these missions, and you start off with about 8 character classes that you can choose from. But there's actually about 12 to 16 character classes. I might not be right off to double check with that, but there's twice as many character classes that you can choose from. But the thing is, there's a kicker. To unlock these character classes, you have to complete usually typically really hard quests will result in 8 hours of leveling. You know what I'm saying? So if you can get past that, which for RPG players, you're probably going to be used to that, you got a good game on your hands. If you liked any of the Dragon Quest games, any of the Dragon Warrior games, which result from the same genre, you're going to love this game. Dragon Warrior is
just U.S. rebranding of Dragon
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you like Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, you're going to love this game. If you like RPGs and you're always upset about the fact that you always got stuck with a character.
Like more specifically JRPGs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
WRPGs are all about
exactly.
And that's the big difference between the genres.
Exactly. But this is the sort of RPG where if you always play the game and you're like, I have no idea why they gave me this character. I don't understand. I hate them. You can do whatever you want because you create everything. You create your main character. You don't get to pick their starting job class, but you do get to switch them up after about 10 hours of gameplay. You get to create your own party from scratch. However they look. If you want a party full of wizards, for whatever reason, you can make a party full of wizards.
Now, if only they applied that to a Final Fantasy game and you could make every single party member a black mage.
Exactly.
First Final Fantasy.
Well, it's not, I mean a modern Final Fantasy game where you could make every single character a black mage.
Can't you do that in Tactics?
Second Final Fantasy.
A modern Final Fantasy game where you can make every single character a black mage.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
But that's that's a strategy RPG.
It is. I don't like strategy RPG games.
Strategy RPGs are a lot different. I wouldn't call that a Final Fantasy game the same.
Fantasy Online.
Nope. Okay, nope, we're done. We're done.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all are done.
I didn't mean
anyway.
I mean a modern, regular, single player, modern, standard RPG.
You mean like what 14 was supposed to be? I mean what 13 was supposed to be.
Yeah. But except every
if
single.
If you're listening, Square Enix.
Are they listening?
No, of course they're not listening. They're too important to listen to the geeks. Maybe not, but maybe.
Anyhow, if you can get past all that, you have a good game in your hands. Bottom line is rating 5 out of 5. I had to struggle to find something wrong with the game, and when it comes down to it, I couldn't. I have the game. Wait, there is one thing that's actually a major issue, but you get past it. And Mark realized this when he asked me to borrow the game. There's only one slave slot. One save slot.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
well, it's a handheld game, so that's a little more reasonable than saying, oh hey, check out, you got this brand new console. Oh no.
I have never played a handheld game that only has one save slot.
I've played plenty of handheld games that have had one save slot. I've played way too many handheld games with only one save slot, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, see, that's a big thing to me because I'm the sort of person that as soon as I beat a game for the first time, I like to keep that save and just restart on a different save.
Yeah.
With this, you cannot do this. But, I mean, you almost don't need to because the only reason to restart it might be to redo the storyline, and then in that case, you could restart it. But if you just want to try and see how a different character look or how you want to build up a different cast, you can just make a new party member and just add it to your party instead. So that was my only gripe about the game. But other than that, it's not a big enough deal for me to say this game is horrible. The game was awesome. It's really fun. We should check it out. And for our next game that Zach is actually so excited about.
Hold on one sec. We may or may not have a call.
We might have a call.
Do we have a call?
Yeah. We got a call.
All right. Hello, caller. You're on live with the Geeks. What's on your mind?
Hey, do y'all have like a radio channel too?
Yeah, we're on Ustream. We are live as a matter of fact.
That's not radio channel.
Well, no, yeah, well,
it's streaming.
It's streaming.
We're not on the radio, but
no, yeah, we don't have a radio show. But if you want to listen to us anytime, we do archive and broadcast live all of our shows on ustream.tv/channel/the-geek-bowl.
And also, archived videos are going to soon become available on our YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/thegeekbowl.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Hey, what do y'all think about the Kinect coming out?
The Kinect
has some really crazy good potential.
Oh, we're gonna be here a while, aren't we?
I cannot wait. I'm really just hoping that people use it in a way that is not just a gimmick. People make good, in-depth games with the Kinect.
Well, the whole reason that the Kinect exists in the first place is to sort of bridge that gap between gimmick gaming and versatility in your browsing
and just
experience.
Crazy high concept. It's even more high concept than motion control is.
It is.
So the stakes are kind of higher. I really think that if people do make really good quality, like, I mean, there are very few games that used motion control on the Wii in a very, very, very good way. Those few games that do use it that way, if the Kinect can produce more games of that caliber than the Wii has, I think the Kinect could be awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I am skeptical if people will step up to the plate, but we've heard a couple things. I really, really hope that they do deliver, because the Kinect is such an awesome idea, and I don't want it to go to waste.
No, I don't either. And as a matter of fact, since I don't have a 360 anymore, since mine finally broke after 5 years.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And it was
mine got it the first month, the red ring.
Oh man, first month.
And I tried to send it in, and then they sent it back in to me, and it didn't work again. And then so I just said quit. I said whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So okay. Anyway, I just got done talking to my director. He said we only have a few minutes left, but really before we let you go, caller, I wanted to let you know that the Kinect is really going to be what gets me buying a 360 again. I really, really like the idea of using it. As a matter of fact, I had an opportunity to look at it with someone that I know from a certain store. I'm not really gonna mention right now. I'm not really gonna mention right now until he's ready for me to mention it. So yeah, it's definitely worth a closer look. As soon as I can get my hands on one, I'm gonna bring it straight to the Geek Bowl, and you guys are gonna be able to see it firsthand.
Oh no! When we promised on the very first episode, not even the negative first episode, which was our pilot that didn't actually broadcast on television. We call it the minus episode.
-1, so -1 level. Yeah.
But we promised that first episode that when the Kinect comes out, if one of us gets this, we're gonna bring it to the Geek Bowl and play it live, just to see how utterly ridiculous we look.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither. All right, caller, listen, let me let you go. We got a little bit more to cover. You stay tuned and keep watching us on the Geek Bowl. Thanks for calling in. All right, Tiz, you got one more game for us.
I'm just not that excited about the Kinect, I gotta be honest. But I will definitely say, if they can outdo the Wii as far as motion control games, they will definitely have something on their hands.
Yeah, it's not even so much the technology. I mean, like, the technology can't do everything, but it needs to be a good marriage of technology and game design. The best games on the Wii don't really use the Wii's best attributes that much.
The Kinect very fluidly bridges that gap.
No, I think that I think that Kinect can be something amazing, like we never could have thought, as long as people deliver with good games.
Yeah. All right, Tiz, you got one more game for us.
One more game. I know.
And I'm interested in hearing about this.
Zach's been waiting. Let me bust up with my review of Half Minute Hero. This is a game. It's a jewel. I saw it. I wasn't sure about it, and I didn't have a PSP. But the second I got a PSP, I promised myself I was going to check it out. Half Minute Hero takes an old school 8-bit RPG / arcade type games and just flips it on its head. Imagine you're playing an RPG and you have 30 seconds to level up, buy equipment from towns, and defeat the final boss. Now, it sounds ridiculous, but they found a way to make it work. I know Mark actually had a chance to try out the game, and it's good because it's different. There is no other game out there like this. They're making a lot of 8-bit replica games that are just so nostalgic and great for us because people our age, get to enjoy them. It's going back, taking a trip to our childhood. But this game definitely takes that, and it's like, okay, you like 8-bit, but you're probably really good at them. Okay, try and beat this game in 30 seconds. And I'm specifically saying the RPG aspect, but the best thing about the game is it really consists of 4 games. The RPG is just the first and main storyline. It also consists of a shooter that you have 30 seconds to complete the level up, a real-time strategy game similar to a little game a couple people might have heard of, StarCraft 2. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyhow, and an action game, which the easiest way to describe it is you're basically a knight that has to escort. You have to protect this priest for 30 seconds while she casts her magic spell. The good thing about the game is it'll give you a nostalgic feel of 8-bit RPGs, and it's different. I mean, there's no other game out there that's like this. There's a lot of games that will look like this, but this is the sort of game where if you watch videos of it, you're still not going to grasp it. You almost have to just check it out for yourself. The bad thing about the game is it says it has 20 hours of gameplay on the back of the case. I beat most of the good 97% of the game in about 15 hours. That's the bad thing. However, it's the sort of game where you can actually play through it a couple of times, so you'll really sort of enjoy it. It's just, I can't stress the game out enough. I mean, Mark hasn't heard me stop talking about it. The game is just awesome. It's different. If you like RPGs, you like old school RPGs, you're looking for something new, you like high-speed action, you're going to love this game. Check it out. 4.5 out of 5. I really wanted to give it 5 out of 5. I really wanted to give it 5 out of 5, but it's really short. As far as saying it's a game, RPG sort of thing, when you see RPG, you kind of think like 30 to 40 hours, and it's really short. I mean, but that's just how the game is. As far as I'm concerned, it's the sort of game that I'm really never going to get rid of, just not at all. I mean, I am going to hold on to this game like grim death. Great storyline. It mainly consists of 4 game modes. Once you beat those 4 game modes, I'm probably giving a little too much, you unlock a special game mode that includes all the characters and explains the storyline a little bit. After you do that, you'll get a secret game mode. And then after the secret game mode, you'll get this special prize, which doesn't sound great, but once you use it, it's really cool. And as far as that I'm concerned, those are the game reviews that really matter to y'all. I'm Tiz here with the Geek Bowl, and I got a call. I'll see you guys later.
All right, see you later, Tiz.
Bye, Tiz.
Okay, that's Tiz. With there we go.
Speaking about StarCraft 2, I just want to mention, I've never really played RTSs at all, and I never really expected them to be my cup of tea, but recently a friend of mine picked up a new graphics card that came with the trial code for StarCraft, and it blew me away how fun that game is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got one more game we want to talk about for you tonight.
Well, no, it's not a game. It's actually a DIY clip. We wanted to feature the DIY stuff because we don't want to just talk about games. We wanted to feature the DIY stuff. This
as we run out of game information, especially once we come around and the game drought starts happening again, we are going to talk less games and more tech stuff. There's just so much game stuff going on right now because it's the fall.
So anyway, this clip right here is from a guy that I've been following for a long time on YouTube. His name is Kip K, and he does hacks for all sorts of cool things.
And we mean hardware hacks, not just software.
Yeah,
hacks.
no, he takes things and uses them in ways that they were not intended to be used. This one's about a high-powered Nerf cannon. I'm Mark Henderson, and this is Zach Hinchy for the Geeks. We are the Geek Bowl. Stay tuned in 30 minutes on Channel 16. We got 124 East Main coming up, and we'll see you next week. We got a special next week.
Sammy Kershaw on the show tonight via phone.
That's right, Sammy Kershaw on 124 East Main tonight via telephone. He's going to call in and talk to us on 124 East Main. This has been the Geek Bowl. Next week we got Retro Week coming up with a whole slew of retros. We're going to start that Minecraft diary. Let's go ahead and roll and close out with Kip K. Thanks everybody for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The out-of-date Nerf gun. This one's the reactor model. They don't really pack much of a punch, but you still shouldn't point them at anyone, unless it's me. It's time for an upgrade. Let's make a high-powered Nerf cannon. The first step is to pull out the plastic cap, along with that long spring. And the next step, of course, is to take it apart. So we're going to remove all the screws and separate the handle assembly. The white piece is the pressure chamber, which will slide off the barrel pretty easily. Then we need to bust out that orange nozzle, that white ring, and the little rubber gasket. Sand the edges of the hole that remains and make it nice and smooth. Now you'll need to scrounge up a couple of screws, or we're going to drill a hole in the front end of that pressure chamber. Insert the first screw, and then we'll drill another hole about a quarter way around. You want the screws to come pretty close to each other, about a 1/16 of an inch apart. Now we need an igniter, so I'm going to gut this fireplace lighter, take out the butane, and we're going to remove the piezoelectric igniter. Strip both ends of those wires back a good amount, and attach one lead to each screw that we put in the pressure chamber. Pressing the igniter should create a pretty decent spark in between those two screws. Now to access the pressure chamber, soon to be our fuel tank, I cut a hole in the back of the handle housing, and then another hole in the pressure chamber. I'm going to use a small cork to close that hole up after we add the fuel. Okay, I've epoxied the fuel tank to our barrel. and also glued in place the piezoelectric igniter and a little cutout I made in the handle. I did have to add a screw to the cork so I could reach inside and plug that hole up. Alright, it's time to test it out. I dropped in the Nerf ball, added a shot of our fuel, which is unscented deodorant, plugged the hole with the cork, and here we go. This Nerf gun now packs a decent punch. Shoots the ball about 65 to 70 feet. Even the little Nerf balls get a burn spot on them, which is pretty cool. And that's how to make a high-powered Nerf cannon.